Hello truckers and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We are continuing our career mode. We're still in the early stages. I think I'm only like level 8 right now. Today's load is going to be a very big scraper that we're taking from wherever it is we are, Truckee, California up to over to UKIAH. As you can see, this is a pretty big load. I did get the load, the heavy load warning when I was selecting it, but I think we'll probably be okay as this truck has a the little graph that pops up when you are looking at that stuff shows that I have a pretty decent heavy load capacity. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we won't run into any issues trying to climb up hills and stuff like that. But let's get ourselves locked into the trailer here. Boom. And then, as I always try to remember to do, let's take a look at what our truck is going to look like as we're going down the road here. That's a beautiful thing, I'll tell you what. And it's going to be kind of interesting driving this big articulated trailer. So it's going to be kind of tight getting out of here. I don't know. All right, let's get our head tracking turned back on so I can watch my mirrors. I'm going to try to give myself as much room as I possibly can, because it's going to be a little bit tight getting out of here, getting out onto the road. Trying to give myself as much until I get comfortable with how the trailer turns. I just want to give myself plenty of room so we can see what's going on. Get out of here. It seems like we have a nice wide turn coming out of here, so it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be, but it's still, you know, still going to be a little bit, Alright, so I think we need to take a left out of here, so let's make sure we're as close to the right side of this as we can, so we have a nice wide turn radius available to us. 237 miles to get out to that, so... Alright, I want to make sure that I don't have anybody messing with me as I'm trying to get out of here. 237 miles to get this done. Alright. So it doesn't look like the trailer's going to be that hard to steer. I did zoom in my field of view just a little bit because I felt like I was really far away from... the steering wheel and the gauges and stuff. Oh yeah, we definitely need a very wide field of turn to keep that from going onto like curbs and stuff. But I think we'll be alright. We're heading over here. It looks like the freeway is pretty close. I think that's a freeway over there. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's always that. So, I'm not sure how long this light's gonna be. I kind of want to cut, but I feel like as soon as I press the cut button, it's going to change to the green light. But we'll do it anyways. And away we go. So we got to make a right turn over here, and then we're going to take a right at that roundabout over there. Let's go ahead and make sure we make use of both of these lanes to get our trailer nice and all the way around. Here we go. Alright, and yeah, it looks like this is going to take us to the freeway, so make sure we're not going to run into anybody as we come around here. Get ourselves up on the freeway and get moving on down the road. We have, like I said, 236 miles. Not a crazy distance or anything like that, but this is definitely going to be the only load we're able to get done today, because you start getting up into the 200s and you're not getting that done in 15 minutes or less. Let's make sure we're not going to hit anybody on our way out onto the freeway here. Watch for wildlife. Yeah, we're definitely getting up into the parts of the country where there's not as many people. Fix my microphone here. I feel like it's probably very far away, and you're probably having a difficult time hearing me, because if it's not, I have a condenser microphone, and it's one of those things where you don't want it right up on your mouth, but at the same time, if it's too far away, you start sounding super hollow, and it doesn't sound nice and full and resonant and all the things that we want a microphone to do to our voice. So yeah, we're definitely struggling getting up this hill. I'm hoping we don't end up having to come to a stop. I don't think I have my four-way flashers set to a keybind on my controls, so I don't know. Hopefully we don't come to a stop. Hopefully we get up to the top of this and we're okay. It doesn't help that we had to climb onto the freeway and then immediately climb into a hill, but I think we might be okay. slightly nervous. I'm slightly nervous about this, but I can see the top of the hill right up there, and we're still up at 20 miles an hour, so we're probably okay. I mean, the speedometer's still coming down, but I think we're going to make it to the top here. I think we have enough oomph to get up to the to get up to the top, even if we have to crawl up to the crawl up there. This is a very big load, 90,000 pounds, so you know, I have to imagine it's probably at the upper end of what this truck can handle. Once I get the engine upgrades and stuff like that, we should have no problem, but the default engine for this truck, I think it's like probably the same as most of the other trucks in that 300-ish horsepower range, and you know, that's going to struggle to carry that much weight. Alright, so now we're going downhill, which means we're going to be able to catch up some speed. And hopefully, the next hill we come up across, we'll have enough momentum to carry us through it. Excuse me. See, that right there is why I don't like to... is why I'm still sort of on the fence about the head tracking thing. Because if I need to turn my head to not cough into the microphone like that, you know, you guys are going along for the ride. Not exactly the best situation to be in, but I don't know. I feel like the head tracking is more intuitive when it comes to being able to just check my mirrors and stuff. And so I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think? So steep downgrade for the next 40 miles. I think we might be okay. We just need to make sure we have that engine brake on hand for when we need to slow down. You guys let me know what you think about head tracking versus non-head tracking. The in-game camera system does give you pretty good visibility, especially if you turn your steering camera on and your turn signal camera on. I mean, you just pop the turn signal on and it locks it to the mirror there. So, you know, it's a good analog for head tracking, and it also, you know, it's not going to move every time I move my head. So, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. So I need to be ready. Oh, I'm going to move over here. So what was I saying? I lost track of what I was saying. Oh yeah, I just need to be I need to be ready to put that engine brake, turn on that engine brake if we start, you know, speeding a little too far down the hill here. I need a transmission that has a retarder on it. Or I thought I bought one that has the retarder on it. Let me check out the control scheme that I have just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure I upgraded to a transmission that had a retarder on it. So, is there a retarder? Huh. So there's no activation for it. You just turn it up and down, I think. But I have no way of checking that, so it's just the okay, let me do retarder increase, retarder decrease, because I have those cruise control settings on my slowing. The retarder shouldn't be doing anything with my cruise control on. So we can turn the engine brake off, I think. Ideally, the retarder on the transmission will be enough to keep us from overspeeding. I'm not sure why turning the retarder up turned my cruise control off. It should just be there to prevent me from overspeeding when we're going down the hill there, so I'm not sure why it did that. I remember being able to turn my retarder on. I mean, I don't know that it needs to be all the way up on max setting, but I think I hear it. I think I hear it turning on. Let's turn it up just a little bit. Hopefully that will slow us down some more. Let's get that engine brake turned on. The combination of retarder and engine brake should make it so that we don't have to So I need to find a good setting for the retarder and then just pop the engine brake when the speed gets up too much. Okay, there we go. So what, I can't have my retarder on and have the cruise control set? Huh. Yeah, that's the only thing about this particular model of truck is that I'm not getting any kind of indication as to what's happening with my cruise control when I do things. So part of me kind of wants to upgrade to something a little bit more modern so that I can have an idea of what's going on, because I don't really understand why my cruise control would have to turn off just because I turned my retarder up. It feels like it's turning my cruise control off, but I can't tell because I don't have any indication as to whether my cruise control is on or not. So, as much as I like this truck, we may need to upgrade to one of the newer models of the International if we're going to stick with this brand, because I would really like to have a little bit more indication coming out of my truck letting me know what it is that I'm doing. Be kind of nice if there was. I may need to look into seeing if maybe there's a mod that would give me sort of like an aftermarket style screen that I can maybe put in the bottom left dash or whatever, a bottom left windshield, that would give me that kind of information. Would tell me what my cruise control is set at. Would tell me what my retarder information is set at. You know, kind of like, you know, you put the informational displays, the aftermarket information displays, aftermarket gauges, stuff like that. That gives you more information about what your vehicle is doing. Be nice to have something like that. I think we're supposed to get off over here. No, I don't think so. Because, oops. Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry. I was too busy trying to get over. I wasn't paying attention to where there were vehicles coming. So, oops. If you're looking for the ultimate truck driving professional, that's not me. Whatever. It happens. So, 119 miles. We're a good deal of the way there. Not too much further to go. Okay, so we do need to get off here. Yeah, I need to figure out the... it's nice to have the retarder in this, but if it's going to turn off my cruise control, I don't know. That's, it's a little much. I may need to readjust my controls though, so that I could have the, because right now I have my truck electrical and my ignition set to some rocker buttons on my throttle, because I'm using a flight yoke system and pedals to drive because I don't have a steering wheel. You know, you make do with what you have, and it might be a good idea for me to set the engine controls to be a little... Well, what am I using for... This is... I'm trying to figure out what all my buttons do. So I got drive and reverse on the left, and in my middle I have a parking brake and... what's the other one? I have no idea what the other one is. And then on the on my right rocker panel, I have engine start and electrical start, so that I can just, you know, manually start the truck, but I guess I don't really need to have that. I may need to reset my controls so that I still want my forward and reverse to be on one of the rocker panels here. Oh, I guess we're stopping here for a train. I do want it... Ooh. Okay, I'm glad I have good brakes on this truck, because I would have slammed into all of these cars. So yeah, I think I want forward and reverse to be on where it is. I think I might change my parking... I don't know. I don't know. I'm indecisive about how I want to set this up, because I don't want to have to... The keyboard is kind of awkward to reach where I have it right now, and I'd rather not have to yank my hand over to it to get to it. So I think I might switch it over here and then put my parking, because I'm not going to use the parking brake all that much. I mean, I realistically, I never use it. I don't remember that I even have it. So you get to the load, you park, you drop the trailer, and that's pretty much the end of an episode. And I don't really think to put the parking brake on. So I think, obviously the engine controls are going to be something you only use when you start up the truck at the beginning of something, or if you need to turn it off to fuel up or something like that. So I don't necessarily need that quick and easy access to that. But I have a feeling that I'm going to be messing with the retarder setting quite a lot, and I'd rather have quick, easy access to it right around where my right hand's going to be anyways, because I don't drive with two hands. I have one hand on the yoke part, that's my steering wheel, and it's doing turn signal stuff, and then I have my right hand over just kind of hanging out on the desk, ready to press buttons and stuff. Yep, another cough. That's why I'm still on the fence about the whole head tracking thing, because it's nice to be able to just kind of turn my head and check things, but I could just as easily do that with the turn signal. So I don't know. Or I could just as easily do that with the hat switch and just look left and look right. Decisions. About the only time that the head tracking actually becomes something that's truly better than the in-game camera stuff is when you're turning one direction but you want to look the other. Then you can actually make that work, but the times where that happen aren't really all that often, so I don't know how much I really need to worry about it. Down to 84 miles, getting pretty close. Really? Already? Okay, well, we'll get this load dropped off, and then I guess I'll probably take my I'll take my character off camera to go find a place to rest. Shouldn't take us too long to get done with 80 miles. Cruise control turned back on. Ideally, we won't have too many steep grades or anything like that to have to worry about. Okay, looks like we're getting off the freeway here. I can't tell. I think this is where we're going. Okay. Alright. So we're getting on the 101 here, heading up towards, I guess, Eureka, but our destination is UKIAH, so, I wanted to look at my mirror over there, but I can't maintain a good forward view and look at that far right mirror. And glancing at mirrors with this head tracking thing is just not... It's not as intuitive and accurate as it would be in real life, so it's very difficult to just be like, oh, and boom, and not like do that and not do that. You don't have the sense of movement. You don't have the sense. You don't have the same kind of peripheral vision that you would in real life, and it's just, you don't have that physical connection with the vehicle that you would have if you were actually driving it. So trying to turn while you're checking your mirrors and stuff is just very, very difficult to do. I'm sure with enough practice I could get it down to where I stay in my lane, but even that, even though I can see in front of me, it's not the same as if you have a full 3D representation. This just is not the same. It's very difficult to drive like this, especially when you're trying to turn and you can't really tell what the turn is doing. It's very iffy. It's very, very iffy. I don't know. I may need to adjust. I may need to reset my cruise control back to my arrow keys on my keyboard, because I don't really change that very much. Once I have a setting, I'm generally pretty good with it. Okay, seriously, we don't need all the yawning there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I turn the fatigue simulation off and just focus on the trucking business aspect of it? Because then we could set it up so that we're always driving. We can drive at whatever time of day that we want. I don't know. It's kind of irritating the way that they've set the fatigue simulation up, where you have to sleep every X number of stuff, and you can't fight through it past a certain point, because then you just pass out. How realistic do we want to make our career? I guess that's the question I'm asking right now. So, I mean, realistically, I should be checking my mirrors here to make sure I'm staying in my lane, but as I said, I can't glance and then look back and then glance and look back. I have to find a position that allows me to just stare at it so I can make adjustments as I'm making the turns. 40 miles to go. Yes, I am aware that I'm getting tired. But we have a load that we need to get delivered right now, and we don't have time to do that. So let's hurry up and get this done. Fortunately, because this is a big articulated trailer, we shouldn't have to do any backing once we get there. We just pull into the area, get to the spot, and drop off the load. And then ideally there'll be a rest area nearby that I can hop into and do that. Get that engine brake turned off. Don't need to be slowing down super hard the entire time that we're here. So I wonder if the engine brake increase and decrease goes all the way down to 0. Like if I turn it all the way down, will it turn it off, or do I have to press the engine brake toggle? Should probably test that out, see if it works, because I have 2 rocker switches that I could just have dedicated to my transmission retarding and my engine braking. And I could have the retarder on for, you know, more fine tuning, and then when I need some emergency engine braking, just pop that Jake brake up really high and let it go. Excuse me. I would turn away from the camera to cough, or turn away from the microphone to cough, but as we've seen, that makes me do this. So yeah, I don't know. Situations like this where maybe I'm having a bad day with my throat and I'm coughing a lot and all of that stuff, it makes me feel like I just need to standardize myself into the in-game camera system, because to be perfectly honest with you, as nice as it is and as realistic as it is to be able to just kind of look around with your head and all that stuff, they did a really good job with the in-game camera and making it very useful. So I don't know, I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Looks like we're okay there, but now we need to start being a little bit careful with our turning, because we do have a very long trailer. Let's get our turn signal turned on. So we just need to make sure we give ourselves plenty of room when we're making our turns here so that the trailer stays off the curbs. Okay, that should be fine. Doesn't look like there's going to be a rest spot in this area here. Okay, let this guy go so I can go off into his lane. Alright, that's good. One more turn, or a couple more turns, but one more on the street turn, and then we'll be alright. So get up here, bring ourselves to a nice easy little stop, hopefully, if I can control the brakes better than I have been. I don't know if we've been here before or if they're just using the same pattern, because there was a car like that parked over in this very similar sized area, but the similar kind of area before. All right, so let's swing out wide so we can get in here and ideally not have any issues with our trailer. And then yeah, we just have to pull it up into here, so that should be pretty easy. So I want to get myself as far over this way as I can so that there's minimal trailer issues. So hopefully as we pull up into here, it will line itself up. Where we need to be, and then we can be done. There we go. All right. So hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did and sends the video out to more viewers. We want to get as many people along for these rides as we can, and that can only happen if you participate in the process. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so now so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your YouTube channel feed, and you will be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. And lastly, the YouTube channel members do get early access to all of my videos along with a couple of other perks. So be sure to click that join button down below the video to be able to view the list of perks so you can make a decision as to whether you would like to support this channel as a contributing member. Again, thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys had lots of fun, and I'll see you for the next one.